And what's going on, everybody? This is a Week 8 Monday Night Football edition of the Sports Betting Edge podcast, brought to you by oddsjam.com. I am your host, Anthony Servino. Follow me on Twitter at The Real NFL Guru. Follow the show at OddsJam. We can be found at all the top social media and podcast platforms. And what a Week 8 it has been so far, concluding last night, Sunday Night Football, Dallas Cowboys, Minnesota Vikings. And as I had predicted a few days ago on this very show, with or without Dak Prescott, the Dallas Cowboys would take care of business. Kirk Cousins continues his struggles in prime time. But let's fast forward to tonight's game. The New York Giants, the Kansas City Chiefs. The last time we saw these two teams, Patrick Mahomes, a little bit banged up. Kansas City, really all season, has not looked like themselves. It looks like ever since the Super Bowl, like Tom Brady broke the toy. The New York Giants coming off of an improbable win. Yes, I call it improbable because the Panthers were the better football team. They haven't been playing like it. They finally got a win yesterday, but in week 7, Panthers go to New York. You would think, okay, this is the get-right game, and it doesn't happen. Sam Darnold still seeing those Halloween ghosts in the Meadowlands, and the Giants come out with a win. But that Giants win, they got a high off of it, and they're feeling great. But that game was more about a poor showing from the Carolina Panthers, more so than the New York Giants getting better. Now, the good thing, the New York Giants are coming into Monday Night Football a little bit healthier, and yes, I do say a little bit. They will be getting, expected at least, it's not official, but it's expected, Sterling Shepard coming back from the hamstring injury of a target vacuum from Daniel Jones. Now, they're also expected to get Kadarius Toney, the outstanding upstart rookie, back tonight. However, all is not well on the Giants' front. Lorenzo Carter, starting linebacker, out with an ankle. Kenny Golladay, he's been out. He's really been a no-show in the games that he had played. He's out with the knee. Saquon Barkley remains out with the ankle. Now, these guys are close. They're practicing, but off to the side with trainers, so they are close. Just not happening. It's just not happening today. It does look like we could see Evan Ingram tonight, and we know the Kansas City Chiefs can be exploited by tight ends. Another player, key player, the Giants defense out. Jabril Peppers, the safety, has been out. He will continue to remain out. That means, right? What does that mean? Well, it means that, he's the best safety on the team. He's not there. Those big-time chunk over-the-top plays, Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill, they are back in action tonight. Travis Kelce maneuvering the middle of the field, making those plays that he really hasn't been lately, or as much as we thought. He's back in play tonight. I believe Kansas City, and I was on the fence here. It could go either way. If this is close, and I don't expect it to be at this point, the Giants could win this game. However, I believe the Chiefs at home, this is the get-right game. They're going to show up, and I think they're going to put on a show on the national stage. They're going to have the spotlight on them. I think they're going to show the world that, hey, we're still the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm still Patrick Mahomes. We've still been to the Super Bowl the past couple of years. I have a recent MVP. I have Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and Darrell Williams at running back. I have enough offensive firepower to put this game away in the first half, and that could happen. Now, if that happens, that means garbage time production, which we all love in fantasy football and in sports betting, especially if you're betting overs on player props, because garbage time is when a lot of these passing ones hit in a game like this. So as usual, going to use the tools over at OddsJam and show you exactly what I'm looking at. Of course, I have the plus EV page open right now, but I'm going to go to the odds page. And now at the odds page, what you'll find when there's stuff happening, live in-game betting odds, another big-time way to make some quick money and get the mathematical edge over the sports book. So we're going to go here. We're going to click on this game. And we're going to go to, let's see, the money line bet, and let's see where this line is. And the OddsJam perfect line, minus 498, derived from the Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, minus 498. So where's the play here if you like the Kansas City Chiefs? Obviously, the play is anything close to minus 498. And we're looking at minus 500 at Fox Bet, at FanDuel, WinBet as well, Unibet. So there's quite a few here. But, I would take this money line bet when they're this astronomical and they're really not mathematically profitable unless you lay a ton. And in a game like this where we could see an upset special from the Giants, I don't know. I just wouldn't risk it. Maybe I use it as a leg in a parlay or just punt it altogether. Now, if you do believe an upset special is possible, you're going to go to the next line. You're going to see the New York Giants. You're going to see the pinnacle, the odds jam perfect line, plus 402. So where's the best bet to make? Is that points bet, plus 425. So if you like the Giants to win and you're at Borgata Sportsbook, why the hell would you place a plus 400 wager on the New York Giants to win outright? At plus 400 odds when you can just go rapidly sign up to the PointsBet Sportsbook and place it at plus 425. Please do not leave money on the table. Sports betting is hard enough to hit, and when you do hit, you don't want to leave money on the table, and that's what a lot of us are doing, and I say us because I am just like you. I'm a user of the Odds Jam tools, and they, like every other user of the platform, have become a more profitable sports bettor, a more, a wiser sports bettor, because I have the tools at hand to get an edge on the sports book. Now, we're going to take care of the main bets right now. We're going to look at the point spread. And the point spread on this game, and, we use Odds Jam, obviously, and so many great things that Odds Jam does for us as users, and why there's so much value in the product. You scroll down, and it's going to highlight the best bets, but it's also going to highlight on the left side in dark gray the main line. The main line in this game is minus 10.5 going to Kansas City, plus 10.5 going to the New York Giants. Now, I feel more comfortable at 10. The Chiefs will win by double digits if they win this game. I don't believe this is going to be a close game. If it's a close game, let me say it again, the New York Giants win this game if it's close. If the Chiefs win, which is my expectation, it's going to be a blowout. So minus 10.5, I feel more comfortable at 10 just in case. So let's say I wanted it at 10, Kansas City minus 10 here. Where is my Odds Jam perfect line? So my Odds Jam perfect line's right here, minus 115. You can actually get similar, the exact same Borgata BetMGM if you believe KC will win by at least 10 points, if not more. Now, if you go to the main line, Odds Jam perfect, minus 104, and nobody matches up. The next best, minus 106 at the FanDuel Sportsbook. You like the Giants, obviously, you just go right under and you see where the best bets to place at the minus 10, at the plus 10.5, minus 106, perfect line. We have minus 110. Here's a minus 107 at Barstool. And of course, Barstool, Sugar House, Twin Spires, and Unibet all share the same odds. Let's go to the total. And this is where it gets tricky because last night, Sunday Night Football, we thought, or I believed it would have went over with or without Dak. It actually went under. It was way under than what I even thought was going to happen. Like I said, I thought it would just go over. It massively went under, and the Cowboys still won, which is, I'm really happy about. So let's go to the total and the main line over under 52. Now, do the Giants have the firepower to put up points? Of course they do. Now, they're not at full strength, but where the Giants have the ability to put up points, well, the Chiefs have the worst defense in the NFL. Maybe not the worst, but damn it, they're one of the worst. And defensively, Kansas City, the second most yards allowed per game. They are, let's see, 20, 29, 30, 31, the fifth, I'm terrible with math, the fifth most passing yards per game, the fourth most rushing yards per game, the fifth most points per game. This defense is terrible to where you could really clean up even a team like the New York Giants who sometimes have trouble putting points on the board because their weapons are always injured. They're going to put points up, and of course the Kansas City Chiefs, we know offensively they can do their thing. Number 3 in total yards, number 8 in points scored, and the Giants defense, they're not much better than the Chiefs in terms of points allowed and total yards allowed. So I'm in on the over here. It's the main line is 52. If you feel, I always like to try to go a half point. If I like the over a half point below, or if I like the under a half point higher, just to protect myself from a push. But again, the main line 52, odds jam perfect minus 106. If you like the over here, and you can grab it at minus 110 at FanDuel, Fox Bet, and a few other spots here. Now, if you're like me and want to get that half a point protection, the odds jam perfect line at 51.5 is minus 114, and you're minus 20 at every other spot. So you're sacrificing 10 points in terms of odds, but I just like that protection. But again, this should go over. I believe Kansas City and New York, we're going to see a lot of points, but ultimately Kansas City wins by double digits in a must-have statement game on national media to kind of shut or on national television to shut the national media and other small market media guys like me up. Because, yes, I have questions about the Kansas City Chiefs right now. So our next spot, we go to the positive EV betting page, and you've seen this before. I always show it to you, and I basically live on it. The refresh button updates odds in real time. On the left, you'll see the calculator. This calculator here, the Kelly multiplier, tells you how much of your bankroll you should be wagering. It tells you the odds and the market you should be betting on, and your win percentage. Very valuable tool here. And oh, look at this. That little plus button. That is how you add it to your bet tracker, because if you're not tracking your bets, you really don't know if you're a profitable sports bettor. So if you're telling people you're profitable and you're not tracking, you could be lying to yourself and everybody else. Be accountable, track your bets. This way you really know where you stand, because if you're not profitable, especially using OddsJam, you're doing something wrong. And here are the bets that, the ones that are checked off right now are things that I have taken, like under Tobias Harris rebounds plus 105 at DraftKings. It is basketball, but Tobias Harris rebound-wise, assists, is at under 4.5, and his assist total in the past couple of games, 4, 1, 9, 5, 4, 2. So, let's see, out of 6 games, he had gone under 4.5 assists 4 times. So not only does the calculator tell me it's a 55.23 win percentage wager, it not only is a 10.77% plus EV wager, but when you're looking at recent production going back 6 games, this player has gone under that assist total in 4 out of 6 games. So that makes the win percentage probability, at least for me, go up a tad bit more. Now, Joel Embiid is sidelined tonight. Now, does Joel Embiid really make a difference in terms of assists? Big-time center. He gets a couple, about 2 or 3 a game. I believe his assist average is right around 3.8 per game right now. But that means we're going to see it more. I believe Tobias Harris maybe gets a couple more rebounds than usual. And yes, there is a plus EV bet here for rebounds on the under 8.5. Harris has actually gone over 8.5 rebounds in all but 2 games this year. And now we have Joel Embiid out. Andrew Drummond, who's a monster on the board, starting at center. So I'm going to stay away from that. But I really, really like this, the under 4.5 assists wager plus 105 at DraftKings minus 144 at the OddsJam Perfect odds coming from Pinnacle. As you can see, I did take Drummond over to 12.5 boards. He gets about half of that in spot duty behind Joel Embiid. I took it. Now, I didn't go. I actually went under the calculator on total bankroll because I just, you just never know how it's going to go. But I like it enough to put something on it, just not enough to, go to full bankroll percentage that OddsJam is suggesting. Now, if I really like a bet, I'll go over the suggested bankroll amount, like I did for the aforementioned Tobias Harris assist. Now, we're here for football, right? Plumlee, I went heavy, by the way. Sorry, before we get to football. This is why OddsJam is so great. I'm a football guy, and I find myself trying to handicap and wagering basketball. And oh, by the way, I'm hitting more on my basketball player props right now than my NFL. Still doing good with NFL, but really raking it home with basketball plus EV player props. I went a little heavy. I went a little bit crazy on the Mason Plumlee under 9.5 points. Plumlee doesn't score a lot as it is. And there's a player named PJ Washington who made his return from a knee injury. And since then, now in the games Washington is out, Plumlee is a little bit busier, scores a little bit more, is a little bit more active across the board in the stat line. But in the past 2 games since PJ Washington, I thought I said Williams. PJ Washington has been back. Plumlee, 4 points, 1 point. In the games that Washington was out, 14 and 12. And then the previous 3, when the season started, 5 points, 7 points, 8 points. Plumlee is not going to score a lot. At least history tells us with PJ Washington active. Plumlee is not really active as a scorer. So I pounded home the under over at Caesar Sportsbook, plus 105 under Mason Plumlee, 9.5 points. Minus 133 at OddsJam, at the OddsJam perfect line. So let's get to some football, please. I know I go off on my tangents because I get so damn excited about these EV opportunities that OddsJam affords us. Another one, Damian Lillard, under 26.5 point total, by the way. So let's find this Monday Night Football game before I turn this into a basketball program. Where are we? So 8:20 kickoff. Here we go. Darrell Williams. The under is the play of player receptions, minus 115 at win, minus 143 at OddsJam. And I don't really like just looking at it without even doing any research. I can already probably tell you I like the over on this bet because Jerick McKinnon, the running back behind Darrell Williams right now with CEH out, has really been a non-factor, and Darrell Williams is a capable pass catcher. In fact, he has gone 3 straight games with over 2.5 receptions. He is getting 4+ targets in each of the past 3 games. And even when CH was healthy in weeks 3 and 4, Darrell Williams went for 2 reception apiece in those games. So I'm staying away from this reception over under. In fact, I might take the play. The play is actually, I don't know if this is a plus EV bet. I doubt it. But per this, if you click on it, it's going to tell us that the best bet to make, if you like over the pass catching total of 2.5 for Darrell Williams, if you do like the over, plus 114 at FanDuel. The OddsJam perfect line is plus 110. Everywhere else is minus minus 110, minus 105, minus 125. Listen, I'm gonna log on to my FanDuel account on my laptop, as I always say. I wish I could do it live on the screen for you, but I have some weird proxy server thing on my studio desktop, and none of the sports books, even like downloading their location plugin, they bounce me. So I got to do it from my laptop or my phone. Couple of nice boosts at FanDuel. One of more touchdowns scored in each quarter, plus 150. Yes, I will take it. Patrick Mahomes and Daniel Jones to throw 5 touchdown passes combined. I'll probably take that too. Some of these boosts are really good. So let's go to football. I mean, this basketball stuff. Maybe I'll start doing some basketball prop shows. That's probably a good idea. I'm excited, right? Like, I love doing this stuff. Nowhere I'd rather be like than recording video content or like podcasts or live streams. Like I just love talking sports and wagering and fantasy. It's like, the rush is unbelievable. So receiving props, let's go down to Darrell Williams before FanDuel realizes, hey, we're making a mistake because this guy is catching a lot of footballs as a primary running back out of the backfield. And since Patrick Mahomes is playing scared right now, maybe there's a couple more checkdowns in Mr. Darrell Williams' future. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to take this right now. Darrell Williams over receptions. Just took that one at plus 114. And I'm going to lock it in. So, and I threw 25 on that, by the way. Let's go do it again. So I threw 25 on that. And I wager a lot. I'm a volume better, and my bets can range, a high range of betting amounts. But, as Alex will say in his videos, if you're familiar with OddsJam, you go to the YouTube channel, you hear him say it a lot. Volume plus EV betting is the way to go. It also, there's less risk involved with the more bets you place because the probability of numbers. He can explain this stuff on his videos a lot better than I can. He's the brains behind the operation. Like I say all the time, I'm a user just like you guys trying to just figure it out. But you don't need to be a mathematician to use OddsJam because it basically does everything for you except place the bet. So let's go back. Let's go back to this Monday Night Football matchup. Let's get a couple more wagers in. Where are we? Oh, here's one that I love. I love it, right? Like, I love it a lot. And that is Daniel Jones over rushing yard total for the quarterback plus over 24.5. This is minus 108 at FanDuel, minus 142 at the perfect line, OddsJam perfect line. And why do I love this so much? Well, Kansas City, they are the number one defense in terms of, like, you got to be number one at something, even if it's something bad, I guess. They're number one in total rushing yards allowed to a quarterback. They give up the most rushing yards to quarterbacks. Daniel Jones also does his part. It's not like I'm telling you to make this bet with the statue Phillip Rivers or like Tom Brady. Daniel Jones has rushed for more than 24.5 yards in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. The only 2 games in which he didn't go over 24.5. So when he got injured against Dallas early, he had 9 yards that game, then the follow-up against the Rams. Every other game where Daniel Jones was healthy and moving around, doing his Daniel Jones thing, he went over this. I'm going to smash this over. You got to go over here. I don't know why you wouldn't. So minus 108 at FanDuel. You absolutely positively have to take this one at the minus 108 odds. Actually, I have this at Daniel, let me see the alternate rushing yards, actually. So 25, so 24.5, 25 plus 108. This is weird. Like, you go down, if you go to this over under one, it's minus 108 over 25.5 yards. If you go to the alternate 25 plus yards at minus 108, what the hell? I guess either way it's the same. I don't know. I'm going to take the alternate though at the same odds. I'm going to throw 40 here. But yeah, okay. So they confuse me, but okay, we're good. So player total receptions we talked about already. Oh, by the way, that Daniel Jones 5.86% plus EV return. And again, I took the over on the Darrell Williams. It's just the better way to go. Patrick Mahomes passing touchdowns. Now, Mahomes has not been Patty Boy Mahomes in a while. Trying to maybe overcompensate, whatever the hell is going on with Patrick Mahomes. I believe the get-right game for him to fix it is tonight. And, I think he goes over. In fact, I don't want to say I know he goes over, but it's a pretty damn good chance he goes over 2.5 touchdown passes. Mahomes to open the year, 4 straight games over 3. 3 straight games now, fewer than 2 blanked last week. Patrick Mahomes gets back on track tonight, and you can get Fox Bet plus 110 odds. I'm going to throw 40 down here, and I'm going to make this bet as we speak. I just got to sign in. And then password, I'm not going to give that stuff out. So I'm going to go ahead. I already logged it, as you saw on the screen. And then I'm going to go ahead and, then I'm going to go ahead and, obviously get this bet in now. Whoops. Excuse me. So here we go. I'm in. Go over to Fox Bet. Let's go to this football game tonight. Hopefully you're following along and doing the same. There's always some good, player props that they build that you might be able to find some favorable odds. Oh, there's one at DraftKings. It's like plus 475. It's an odds boost that I put in for Daniel Jones to score a rushing touchdown. He scored one in the first 2 games of the season. Hasn't done it since, but the Chiefs, again, giving up the most rushing yards and also, I believe, tied for the most rushing touchdowns. So I just threw a couple bucks on there just in case. Plus 475 would be a nice hit. So what did I say? The passing touchdowns for Patty Boy Mahomes. I do like this to go over. He's been a letdown the past couple of weeks, but I do think he gets back on track. Player rushing yards for Tyreek Hill. And we know, we've seen it. They do like to get Tyreek involved as a rusher every once in a while. Just, you give these playmakers touches and they produce. Tyreek Hill this year has had over a half a rushing yard in almost like every game. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can place this bet since it's at BetMGM, Borgata, and those kind people like to limit me. Like, and when I say limit me, like, listen, if they want to limit me to like $11, fine, I'll place a $10 bet. But like, they're getting to the point where I'm getting limited to like $2, and I almost want to shove it up their ass. Sorry for my language, but I get very upset. Like, limit me to $10, right? Like $2. But that's the name of the game. If you're profitable, you're limited. Even Sugar House is starting to get up it now. So I'm going to try to take this on Tyreek Hill because in all but 2 games, Tyreek Hill has had at least 1 rushing yard. So let's go to this market. Let's see if they let me do anything here. And if you're playing along at home, you go to the player props at Borgata BetMGM, and then you go to rushing yards. Plus 100 odds for Tyreek Hill. Let me see if they let me place $20. Actually, I'm going to go to 25. Let's see if they're going to be nice to me. And I can't even get $25. Nope, they limited me to $2.31. So you guys could, you know what you can do with that. Not if what do you say? If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. I'm going to exercise that right to not say anything at all right now. So is there any other markets that with Caesars I can get the over? That sucks. Because I do like, I'm going to go take it at Caesars. Jesus. I'm only going to throw 20 on it. Maybe I'll go 25. I'm going to go 25. I'm going to go to Caesars Sportsbook. And I'm going to throw, probability says Tyreek Hill gets at least carry and he's going to score. I mean, he'll at least get over a half a yard, especially against a very inept New York Giants defense tonight. So Caesars, leave it to Caesar. Never mind, leave it to Beaver. Leave it to Caesar. To and again, this isn't plus 100 odds. I much rather have the plus 100 at the other book. But I will take I will take this happily. What did I say? 25. I think I already did it. So I'm gonna re-put it in, and then obviously if it's in there twice, then I go back and adjust and delete. But I'll do that now. Okay, so now we'll go back to the plus EV page. Hit the refresh for good measure. Let's scroll back down. And we see anything new. We have Jones. We did that. Daniel Jones over 1.5 passing touchdowns. This is another one at Fox Bet. I'm going to throw 25 here. I might even go up to 30. And shoot. Now, let's see. Where's my guy, Danny J? Let's see what he's been doing recently. Just in case. Daniel Jones, come on down. And he's getting Sterling Shepard and Tony back. Now, he's only had... Jesus. He only had one game where he threw for more than one touchdown this year. And that was New Orleans week 4 of all the teams, one of the best in the league. Now he gets Kansas City. Man, you know what? I'm not going to go. I might throw like $15 here. I'm only going to go 15 here because I like the bet. I like it to happen. He is getting some weapons back, but like he just doesn't throw for a lot. And the matchup is here for it to happen. This is why I like Daniel Jones to rush for one. Maybe he gets one rushing. But where's player passing touchdowns? Plus 120. I'm only going to throw $15 on it. I know, so underwhelming. Talked about Tyreek yards. Forget about Jerick McKinnon. I'm not even looking at this. Only a 2.78% return. It looks like the final plus EV one here is on Travis Kelce. And it is Travis Kelce over 6.5. That's a lot of receptions for a tight end. But really, he's like the pseudo wide receiver 2 in this offense. Let's see, how many games this year? The Giants, they get gashed by the tight end. I already told you Jabril Peppers is not going to play. And he's gone over 6.5 receptions in 1, 2, 3, 4 games this year, including 2 in a row. He's getting the Giants. This is minus 135 at Caesars. I'm going to throw, I think I'm going to throw 25 here. You know, it's Kelsey. I think there's going to be a big game from Kansas City and the New York Giants. I think Kansas City really, they just show up at home and they need to reassert themselves as one of the powerhouses in the NFL. So let's go to player receptions. And what did I say? Travis Kelce over 7.5. Where the hell are they? Oh, I'm at Fox. I'm like, what are you doing? So let's go back to, now I'm back at Caesars. Let's go and look for Kelce. Use the Control F, do a quick search on it. Total receptions, here we are. I think they, yeah, okay. Go here. And we're in. And yeah, so I think that's going to do it for today's show. Let's see if there's anything last minute that I want to talk about in terms of, like, are there any bets that I really like? Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, I would take like a nice little parlay on them to each score touchdowns. Probably not going to pay a lot, but it's a nice little same game parlay. Little things like that. That should be a quick return. I like the stars to really start tonight for the Kansas City Chiefs. But all right, guys, that's going to do it for today's show. Good luck in Monday Night Football. Good luck on your wagers. If you've taken any of these plus EV wagers, I wish you good luck, and hopefully we wake up and we're more profitable tomorrow morning after this game. But until then, I'm Anthony Servino. We'll see you later.